It's the height of the Cold War. The world is sitting on a razor's edge. Two nuclear superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, are locked in a silent chess match where a single wrong move could end human civilization. Both sides spent billions of dollars on spy satellites, high-tech wiretaps, and encoded radio frequencies. But out of all the sophisticated espionage tactics deployed during the 20th century, one of the most dangerous, brilliant operations ever executed didn't rely on computers, advanced firearms, or supercomputers. It relied on a children's toy. Today, we are diving deep into the declassified files of the CIA to uncover the true story of how a harmless piece of plastic outsmarted the Soviet intelligence network, and why the full truth was buried for decades. To understand why this operation was necessary, we have to go back to the early 1960s. The Iron Curtain was firmly shut. Information flowing out of Moscow was heavily filtered, heavily guarded, and almost impossible to verify. The CIA had a massive problem. Sending American operatives into Moscow was practically a suicide mission. The KGB's counterintelligence was ruthless, and every foreigner was watched. Phones were tapped, streets were monitored, and double agents were everywhere. The agency tried everything. They built cameras disguised as cigarette packs, micro-dot transmitters hidden in coat buttons, and invisible ink that required specific chemical reactions to read. But the Soviets knew about all of these gadgets. The KGB was actively looking for James Bond-style hardware. That's when a brilliant, unorthodox team inside the CIA's Technical Services Division realized something counterintuitive. If you want to hide something from the most paranoid intelligence agency in the world, don't make it look like a spy tool. Make it look completely, utterly boring. Enter Project Silent Messenger, codename for a covert communication channel designed to bypass Soviet postal inspection and border security. The goal? Deliver microfilmed documents and secret instructions directly into the hands of a high-level double agent working inside a Soviet research facility in East Berlin. The problem was the border. Every piece of luggage, every book, and every letter crossing the checkpoint was X-rayed, opened, or manually inspected. A hidden compartment in a briefcase would be discovered in seconds. A modified radio would be ripped apart. Then one of the lead engineers noticed his daughter playing with a popular toy of the era, a mechanical puzzle box building set. It was cheap, mass-produced by the thousands, made of cheap plastic, and completely uninteresting to a border guard. The engineer realized a KGB guard wouldn't look twice at a toy meant for a 7-year-old. But inside that hollow plastic toy, space enough for a microfilm strip containing state secrets that could shift the global balance of power. The plan was set into motion on a freezing Tuesday night in November. A double agent operating under the alias Vanguard was scheduled to travel on a commercial train crossing from West to East Berlin. Carrying the toy required nerves of steel. The courier wasn't a trained combat assassin. He was a quiet academic recruited for his ability to blend into crowds. As he approached the checkpoint, 2 KGB officers boarded the carriage. They checked papers. They asked standard questions. Then, one officer noticed the small cardboard box containing the toy sitting openly on the seat next to the courier's coat. The guard picked it up. He turned it over. In that split second, the entire operation, and potentially the lives of dozens of informants, hung by a thread. If the guard opened the plastic housing, the microfilm would fall out and the courier would vanish into a Soviet gulag before morning. Instead, the guard scoffed, muttered something in Russian about Western luxuries, tossed the box back onto the seat, and moved on to the next compartment. For decades, the details of this operation remained locked away in deep storage vaults classified as top secret. It wasn't until the early 2000s, under the Freedom of Information Act, that parts of Project Silent Messenger finally saw the light of day. It reminds us that history isn't just about massive armies clashing on battlefields. Sometimes the turning points of the modern world hinge on the smallest, most creative innovations hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed peeling back the layers of this untold Cold War story, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Do you think modern intelligence agencies still use tricks this simple, or is everything digital now? Thanks for watching, and see you in the next piece of Lost History.